Today, I'm going to share with you a method to test your understanding of what you're hearing. Regularly testing yourself is a crucial part of any musician's journey. It's how you figure out what you need to practice. If you want to see consistent improvement, you should always be working on something just outside your comfort zone. This process keeps you engaged and constantly learning. Hi, I'm Brian Fish from musictheoryforguitar.com. Now, for some musicians, rhythm is easy. They have put in the time and effort and know precisely what each rhythm sounds like and how to play it. When they hear a part, they can write out the rhythm, which then makes filling in the notes and chords much easier. So whether you play covers, write your own material, or just like the jam, the ability to write down what you want to play is not just important, it's essential. It ensures you don't lose ideas and saves you from having to relearn that same thing from scratch for the 10th time. You will have a record of what you want to play. Now, with exercises like we're going to do today in this video, I prefer to pick closely related rhythms, ones that sound similar. This helps you understand the nuances of rhythm better. For some of you, the rhythms I choose for today may be too easy or too hard. That's okay. It's the process that we're going through that matters. And if you choose to do this on your own, you can pick any set of rhythms that you want to work with. So here are the 4 rhythms we're going to use for today's demonstration. So let's listen to them in isolation to get started. Now we know what rhythms we're going to work with. Now we need to find a way to test our ability to recognize these rhythms. Now, in an ideal situation, you've got some buddies that you play with or that you practice with all the time, and they've got a pretty good understanding of rhythm and can play these. And what they could do is write down the rhythms in a certain order, then record it for you, give you that recording, and then what you do is just listen to the recording, write down what you think you heard, and then double check what they did play, okay? That's the ideal situation, but for a lot of people that's not possible. So what you do instead is you write down the rhythms that you want to work with, then you record them yourself. Now, you don't want to listen back right away. You want to wait at least a few days. If you've got a really good short-term memory, maybe a few weeks, and then come back and revisit to it. Listen to it, mark what you think you played, and then look back at your sheet and double check yourself, okay? It's a great way of doing this, and there's different levels of doing this too. So for this video, I'm going to go ahead and provide you with what you're going to be listening for. And all we're going to do in the beginning is start at the most simple level, and that's just listening to one instrument playing each rhythm in isolation. So what's going to happen is it's going to play through one full measure of the same rhythm all the way through, and then you just have to guess, is it rhythm 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's go ahead and do that now. And whenever you're thinking with exercises like this, you always want to think in levels. What is the next thing that makes this a little bit more challenging once you're able to do that first thing? So for me, it's just adding in another instrument. So for this, we're going to go ahead and add in a drum track. Now, I personally like using Guitar Pro, and I'll just put a drum track in there and then play over the top of that, recording the entire time as I'm playing over the top of that, and again, put it away for a few days, a few weeks, and then come back, listen to it, and quiz yourself on this. So that's what's different on this one, is now we have a drum track that's playing, and we still have to be listening for just a single rhythm, and that single rhythm is going to be played on all 4 beats. So let's go ahead and listen for what rhythm 1, 2, 3, or 4, is being played in these examples. Now before we look at the next step, if you like this video, hit that like button and remember to subscribe and click on the notifications. Otherwise, YouTube will not let you know when I put out a new video. And if you have any comments, feedback, or suggestions, write them in the comments below. I enjoy reading what you have to say. We'll make videos based on your suggestions and questions. And there's many other layers to this exercise that we can do. I'm sure if you think for a minute, you can come up with a few of your own, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip to a fairly complex idea here. And that is we're still gonna keep the drum track. We've got a bass track in there now, and the rhythm's gonna change on every single beat. So what we're listening for now is all 4 rhythms gonna be used in each measure. Now, what's gonna happen is the rhythm's gonna be played twice, and you're listening for what order these rhythms are being played in. Now, as things get more complex, you can absolutely pause and rewind as many times as you need to give your best guess as far as what you're hearing. Okay, so we're going to do this with a few rhythms right now. So let's go ahead and listen to these rhythms and just write down your best guess of what you're hearing. And from here, you can keep adding additional layers and other instruments to make it harder to pick out the guitar part. Just know that the more you do this, the easier it gets. And this is really only one part of learning and mastering rhythm. If you want to know all the steps you should follow to master any rhythm, you should get my free video guide, 6 easy steps to learn and play any rhythm with perfect timing. This simple step-by-step guide shows you how to master any rhythm, no matter how complex. Click the link below this video to get your copy today.